Yes, welcome back. Another episode 3 to be exact. Talk Sense Podcast. It's your host. I forgot my name. I'm joking. Nyron, yeah? And our guest, Timon, best known as TT. Like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, man, ZTT Ty. Why call me Timon? Yeah, man, I'm a gym goer, artist. That's it.
And he's here today. Yeah, the topic, basically, and obviously you already know.
You know, Emmanuel, been here for the last couple podcasts, so get to know my face. Yeah, real talks in it.
So basically today we're going to be discussing masculinity and toxic masculinity, yeah? I mean, off the cuff, like, what do you just think of that title there?
It's just toxic, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Just like, it just makes me have a little smirk to myself, because it's just like, when you have to talk about toxic, it's like, you can't really hide behind nothing, innit? But we're going to discuss it all anyway, so we're going to unfold naturally. But just going to get into like, what do you think is like a strength when you think of masculinity on its own though? Like, what do you think of it?
For me,
As like one of the components of masculinity, like strength being one of them, what's your perspective on that?
it's a hard one, innit? It's a hard one. Just because, strength is one of the components, but then is that saying if you're not strong in something, then you're not masculine? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of a difficult one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that is true.
I know strength is one of the components in that, but everyone's got their own definition to what masculinity is. You know what I mean? So, like, I wouldn't. Well, I don't know, bro.
No, I understand.
It's a difficult one. Bro.
It's not. It is even to go as far as saying like strength when it's just the word masculine and masculinity. You'd think, all right, that's to do with someone's strength in it, because a female can have that masculine energy in it. So like, I don't think it's down to gender either, but it's also a thing of, yeah, like you said, does that mean weakness and X and that? That's when I think of strength, I think of weakness automatically, like in any scenario. So I can't just, this and that about strength, because automatically I'm think of, that's just how I think anyway. Like I just think of, all right, you have that, but then on the back end you're gonna have weakness. And what's masculinity without some form of Hercules heel? So it tends to be like, I don't know, like you know, like for a gym, give like a gym reason, like you might see someone big in the gym that everyone thinking he probably has the biggest and baddest masculine energy in the place, but to his gal or his mum, it's like it's the biggest bear, cuddly bear or whatever. Mom's gonna come home, eat out the fridge, and he's just gonna, you know what I mean? Like, don't, you get me? Don't put him in a confrontation or threatening situation. Like, it's not for him, innit? But
it goes both ways though.
It's how it comes across, innit?
I've been in the gym, and like, there could be a guy. You see me, I don't consider myself big. Do you get what I'm saying? But there could be a guy that's smaller and lift more than me. So does that make him more masculine than me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's
people judge masculinity based on look, rather than knowing their strengths.
Yeah, more than anything inside, innit? Yeah. So yeah, that's true still. What about like courage, independence, leadership, assertiveness? I mean, we're gonna tackle them all, innit? But like, start off with courage. Like, where do you go when you hear that?
Courage.
Yeah. Under the same. It's like just not the next component, innit?
Yeah. Courage definitely is one, like a good component to it, because, you know, nowadays you see loads of people trying to encourage people on social media, but then you tend to see people you just see toxic stuff on social media anyway, you know what I'm saying? So the component of courage, encouraging people, it's not a manly thing to do. Like, you should be doing that anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to say you're a man for doing that, it's like, it's normal, isn't it?
I mean, even you think about what's going on like this week, wartime, war ready.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's a joke, but I'm thinking as soon as I heard that, I was like, I didn't even go to gym last week. I don't even know if run 2 miles with a whack. And I'm thinking, yo, I'm just thinking the maddest things, you know, like, yo, if worse come to worse, am I ready? You get me? I know I've got the courage, but now I'm already thinking, is my physique in check? Like, I'm thinking, am I actually ready for war right now, though? So it's like,
Train like David Goggins.
you know, like that for real. Because I'm not trying to anyway, but I'm not, if the day comes and I'm faced with those kind of situations, I'm not trying to let my mind think, oh no, you know what I mean? I shoulda, woulda, coulda, like, it's so late and that.
But also, like, even if you're like, if they're like, all right, everyone's got to go war, everyone's got to go, and for example, if someone says, I'm not on it, then they get looked at as less of a man because they're not on it to go war.
Yeah.
Like, it's that goes into a bit of toxic masculinity as well, because what if, like, if someone feels like they're not ready and then they go and they're not ready, they die or something happens to them, you can't, like, they said they weren't ready and they
I mean, sorry for my language, but that's just what I'm saying. Like, are we thinking about these things as men today and maybe as females today when it comes about how we portray ourselves to life and the challenges that reality will actually give us? So we know that not everyone in this room watches the news or may even paid attention to it today. I know I didn't. But the reality is, I know what's going on to some degree. Then there's a man that knows less than me, you get me? And less than him, and less than him. So it's like, all right, we are really in a time where there's too much distractions, and it's been like that for many, many years now. We already know attention span went from them 10-second Vine videos to how long's a reel now? 5 seconds. Then you have to perch watch more and that. Like, so it's like you just like you know what's going on, but it's like it's to some degree, innit? You might be naive and just walk through life, but now when you have situations at your doorstep like this, now I know it might sound toxic, but I'm pretty sure there's people that agree with me. When I'm watching videos of what's going on overseas and I'm thinking, all right, initially, like I said, courage is there. I'm ready to go. And if it ever be, because it's always like, you have to choose a side, innit? Like, and you already know what side you're gonna be on. Like, man, never had the chance to go Russia. I never think I would anyway. And like, from what's going on, like, it's like, even the Ukrainians are not even letting them on the train. So like, where do I go? So it's like, but naturally, we already know we don't have a choice as when it comes down to race anyway. When it comes down to race and wars, we never really have a choice. Like, black people, oh, you want to sit this one out? You don't have a choice, bro. You better speak aside and cross your fingers, fam, and just get me and just go. But then it comes down. Then the next component I wanted to talk about is like independence. Then, so when I think independence and masculinity, I think of like individuality, man, just thinking on his own accord, shepherd. You know what I mean? Shepherd, not no sheep. That kind of thing. When I see that word anyway attached to masculinity, like, do you lot favour the same, or like, what do you think about that? And do you agree?
The same still, yeah. I have to agree, because like independence, that could mean different stuff. Like work could be like obviously gym, like being independent and going like making your own path. It's one of them ones, isn't it?
Yeah, naturally.
I think like with independence, a big independence plays a big part in masculinity in itself. Like, as a man, all I know is how to be a man, and like all I know is how to be myself. And if I'm not myself, then it kind of reduces my importance as a man. Like, I'm here to kind of be different from the next man.
Yeah.
But I can only do that if I am truly myself. So independent, like if people start to lose their independence and everyone just starts to be the same, and then you lose that masculinity aspect.
Yeah, automatically, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, from when you rather just... I don't know, I can't find a word for it without sounding too vulgar. Like, it's just a thing where it's auto, like, you get on a plane, next man's flying it, you're just a passenger, bro. You get me? You don't get that pilot title no more of doing your own thing, or you know what, you landed safely. Like, who should I credit this to? Not yourself. Like, let's go shout my man in the front. I'ma hold these bouquet whilst you go and shake his hand. Like, that's the type of mentality you need to be on, and respectfully so, because he landed the plane and so be it. But I need to be able to know that I can be a pilot too, and anyone around me or in my circle, whether it's my offspring or whatever, need to know that, daddy's a pilot too. You know that? So it's like...
It goes from birth as well. Like,
yeah.
You didn't come to this world and your one's like, yo, I came here, like, boom. Took your mom and dad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, naturally.
You didn't look pop out and say, well, go on, you know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm a bouncing out.
You know what I mean?
Shout you, man. Like, it didn't go like that. So it's like, it's definitely a thing of paying homage and respect where it's due, but also keeping in line with self and always trying to figure out self. Like, bruv, God bless, 25 now, I can't even find no wood to knock. Some wood in there somewhere. But like, I just know for a fact, getting to this point, it took a lot of independence, you get me? If I was to be following this guy, that guy, and not being able to find myself or follow myself some days, then I would it's too easy to be led astray, and then the slopes are slippery. And then by the time you get back to a point where you kind of recognize self again, you just have to accept the loss. Some people don't want to hold that accountability, so it's easy to just continue with what they're doing. But trust me, once you get over that hurdle of accepting certain shit about yourself, there's more to unfold. Like, that's just one chapter. Imagine.
A lot of the times, it's the stuff that you have to accept about yourself, like the hard stuff that you have to accept about yourself, is what makes you different anyway. And it's what separates you from everyone else, because no one else is gonna go through certain things that you go through, and you learning from that kind of stuff. Like, once you can get over that, you can get over anything. And it helps you in your progress to kind of separate yourself and be more independent. Like I was talking on the bus, like, coming here, and then we talk about, like, people that sort of rely on other people, and once that's gone, like, what can you do in it? Like,
you're back to square one, looking for someone else to rely on. That's just the reality of those situations, because it's a thing where, one, you've waited for them to go, so it's not like whilst they've been there, you try to take away the traits of what they have in terms of their independence. So it's like, there's things to learn from people, granted, but it's what you choose to learn whilst you're around them that will then determine your next course. I don't really know how to put that, other than that.
I think people, they don't want to learn from people. They want to be the actual person.
And that's, I never understood, you know what it is? I'm trying to, like, let that marinate. Every year I have to let that thought marinate. Like, there's actually people that can't live with themselves, just like what I was saying. Like, they can't accept their shit, but it might be easier for them to portray a character that it's not them.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's just easy to wake up and just do that. But
I've had people message me saying, yo, your physique is sick. I wish I had that. I'm like,
damn well.
The physique, fam, I've told people that this physique is rented. You get me? If I die right now, then
it's gone.
It's gone. You get me? Everything.
And on top of that, you just know that, yo, I could give you my session plan.
You know
I can give you my fridge.
At the same time, it's like, if you want to be me, then you have to go through what I went through in the past then.
Yeah,
You
and
get
then,
what I'm saying?
but we all know when you're a real gym head, yeah, like, and it probably won't even click to some people that won't even, what does he mean by real gym head? But it's not that deep. Yeah, I'm not talking about years of hard work, dedication. I'm just talking about, yo, you get into maybe a week's routine, yeah? And never mind what a man's advised you to do, you know what you want to work on first. So when you started out your gym thing, and when he started out, or whenever anyone else went to the gym and done their membership, you had like an idea, or you just knew what you were working with. You knew that your legs need 5 days and your chest needs 2. You know what I was So
Don't skip leg day.
Nah, don't skip it.
You know what I'm
Look
saying?
down that lens. Don't skip it, cause like, and people will lie to themselves. You know what? I'm gonna give my chest 5 days. I'm doing what you. I want to look like my man.
You actually something though.
It's like, yo,
You
that's
see,
mad.
You see when you go to the gym, yeah, and you're doing this, you're saying your legs and chest and what are you actually working out for then? To be masculine.
They've lost sight of that. I don't think everyone that gets into that sheep mentality, like I said, they need to have it tailored to them, innit? But they're not coming in like that anyway, so they're already gonna fall short of achieving what they're expecting, because that's not your body, and obviously whatever flaws man had to work through, you don't have that, and you probably have a better physique, and you just now copying a technique that ain't for your body type. You know what I'm trying to say? Now, it takes a lot of learning, but then when people fail at things, or they feel like it's taking too long, they fall off and they just let it go and they jump on the next bandwagon or whatever else it is. So if a man was in gym 1 week and you find out that he's rather entertaining the going out life for the next 3, like, bro, don't even at me again talking about, when you back in. Like, because it prolongs my thought process of you, then you get me, like, I don't want to see you as someone that drops that and picks this up, because don't let me see that. You get me?
What do you really want in it? Do you actually want to get in the gym, like, get fit, or, like, whatever your goals are, do you actually want it? Or do you like the thought of having it?
Because I can tell you, as a PT, I wouldn't be sincere in it. Like, it would be hard for me to be sincere, knowing that you're just gonna abuse the hard work I put in. So it's like, I can see how a lot of people get taken advantage of.
This is why I spoke to the man them. I said, yo, because I've been training, whatever. I think this year, I think it was Jan, I just sat down and I thought to myself, why am I doing this? Like, what am I doing this for? You know what I'm saying? Like, cool. Before, backstory, I was 18 stone, 16 years old, overweight. You get what I'm saying? The whole reason why I started gym was obviously to lose the weight. So I was doing overload of cardio and stuff, which was not helping. Because it was like I'm doing too much, and then boom, you know what I'm saying? But in that case, because everyone in my school looked a certain way, then it was like I want to look that certain way just because I want to fit in. You get me? So you could kind of say that, like, tapped into masculinity or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I trained for that, and then obviously people train for girls, people train for so many stuff. But then I said to myself, you know what I'm saying? and more time
I love you, man.
You get me? So it's like we're working hard for nothing, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, man.
Literally, I said to myself, why am I training? Like, what's the purpose? Because people at my gym, they have a purpose. They do bodybuilding shows and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, for me, it's just how. Well, for now, my bro Matt, he said this: health over everything. Because there's so many things that are going on in this world, bro. And with health and that, you know what I'm saying?
Boy,
like,
they tried to take my lungs and now they want to take my legs. Like, I don't know what's next. I don't know what's next. Hey, I'm telling you, man. So it's like the next thing I wanted to talk about was like leadership and masculinity. Like, it's mad. Like, leadership. I mean, it does tie in with the next one, assertiveness. So we might as well tackle them both at the same time. Like, leadership and assertiveness, is that really what you look at when you see masculinity, them two things there, like.
You know what it is?
Can a man be masculine and not be a leader?
I think so.
Can you be?
Ask that again.
Can a man be masculine and not be a leader?
And not be a leader.
Yeah. Next question's gonna be.
Can a man be masculine? Because I need the deep this. Can a man be masculine and not be a leader?
Got me thinking about my own question. I don't know
You know
what.
what it is? As I said, there's so many definitions of masculinity. But for this definition, like the Google one, if it's saying that, then that's what it means, innit? But do I believe that? To be honest, I don't know.
Yeah. See, so I'm saying.
Leader, like, what would you class as a leader?
That's what I'm saying. It really comes down to characteristics. I don't think it's even a scenario, because even, like I say, my mum, I would say like she has leadership skills. She's someone I look up to, innit? But when I see her in life, like I've never seen her take up like a leadership role. You get what I'm trying to say? But I know she leads the house. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's what I'm thinking.
So
there's roles.
There's still degrees of weight. There's a lead. That's what I'm saying. Can a man be masculine and not be a leader? You get me? So like, I don't think he can. I don't think he can.
I think so.
Because like, nah, man. Imagine your dad just not
can't
doing nothing, bro. Like, all that muscle for nothing.
See, back in the days, yeah, when like the man would just go work, and then the man would go work, bring the peas home, and the woman sort of takes the peas and looks after the house and that. You could say that she's the leader of the house. The man, he just gets his job done. He goes to work, makes peas, bring her home. That's masculine. Like, he's doing what he needs to do to keep everyone going.
I feel
but
that.
the person that's actually making the decisions in the house, in a way, is the woman. Like, she decides, we're getting this is what we're eating today. This is what is happening. Da 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 da. But she's not doing the work, if that makes sense.
Sticky situation.
Okay, then cool. I hear that.
Yeah.
But then
She a leader.
but look at this then. Boom. Cool. Man's working.
Oh yeah.
The peas. Imagine that scenario.
Yeah.
Okay. And then boom. The man decides not to work then. So now the woman, now he's not getting the money, the woman's not spending the pea.
Yeah.
Then who's really the leader in that situation?
That's a good one still.
Because
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? He stopped working. In order for the woman to lead the house and fix it, is it leading the house or leading the relationship actually?
Can a man be masculine and not be assertive then? So my man that just lost his job, if he ain't got the assertiveness, how apply this to the scenario now? So
Okay, so I think in terms of like it all depends on what happens after like he loses his job.
he's just lounging about, fam. Like,
If he's just lounging about, then you know what it is? The woman might come and say, yo, you need to go get another job.
She's gone to work, nursery's still due, you get me? Like, what is he doing, innit? Bills are still getting run up. Like, granted, you just lost your job,
But then in that scenario, technically the woman would be more masculine.
More masculine, yeah.
Because she's
She's saying, yo.
She's telling him what, like.
man them, yo. Some man are getting dashed under the bus, you know.
It's true, though.
Hey, not my category, not my kettle of fish. I'm just saying, I agree in it, but it's just like, I'm not even trying to defend anyone because it's just the reality.
You know what
it's
it is
just,
though? If he's lounging about and that,
Because it's just
then yeah, the
Then
woman's
that's
got every right to
That's
say, yo,
toxic masculinity because he's just like, yo,
But
I don't
now-
need to do nothing.
to be fair, nowadays women want to be equal. So the man, if he was confident enough, he could say, "Well, I want for you then." You get me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
on the next episode. Cause we're gonna get cancelled. We might as well get these episodes quick. I'm
I
joking.
cancel.
Don't cancel us.
Just real talking.
It's real talk because
You can't take it. You can't take it.
it's gonna be the man them cancelling us, you know. It's not even the woman.
That's the masculinity. You get
Yeah, that
me?
toxic one. That toxic one.
We're being assertive.
I'm just telling it as it is. Yo, you can't run your house. You can't run yourself, bruv. We're just gonna have to leave it there for them, man. What's power mean to you, like?
Power. Hey. To me, power is
It's a difficult one
a sticky one.
because it's not even sticky, you know.
You know
It's
what power
straightforward.
means in general? You get me? Like, to have power, like, you having something over something.
No, I'm not even stepping on normal eggshells. Like, you need power. You need power
Yeah.
to be masculine. Like, I need to feel that energy, whether you're female, male, you're trying to take lead of or take charge of a situation, something went wrong, you come in with a solution. I feel like
Yeah.
you need to have some power, some authority to able to you know what I mean, mute all distractions
Yeah.
and just
It's the way you display it.
and
Like
execute
people,
it as well,
Like-
because you don't want to be narcissistic and all of these other things. So it's just like, like, not gonna step on our eggshells. You need that still. Like, what do you think, though, Emmanuel?
What power? I think power is needed. I think everyone kind of desires for power. Like, it's a human kind of trait. But as a man, I think men sort of look for power more. It's all about like who has the most power, who can do a lot of things in it, and that's like a manly nature. Like, I wouldn't be able to say,
Ooh,
I wouldn't do
don't
that.
say manly. I say it's a masculine nature.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
don't cancel us now. Hey, I say it's a masculine nature
yeah.
because I just want to make sure that.
For the female view.
No, it's true though. What I'm trying to say is true because it's a masculine thing because when you think about it, because not every man holds that. You get me? As much as we expect it to be all across the board, not every man holds it. And I don't know. Like,
But saying that, that's what I said. Like, with power, it's like it's the way you portray it. So someone with power may portray it in a different way that I may think, nah, he ain't got power.
just
He's
ego.
dealt with a situation like that.
Yeah.
Or I could deal with a situation where another man could say, nah, he ain't got power. Like, he's a pushover. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's different sides to power, which I think everyone just needs to come to terms with. Like, you can deal with situations. It doesn't have to be like, you know what I'm saying, loud and
Like,
you know what I'm saying.
how do you validate it as well? Like, how do you know it's valid power though? Like, how do you answer that? How do you validate someone having power? Like, I say, yo, cameraman, he's got power. Like, how do you validate
For real,
that?
the cameraman has got power right now.
Press off. Like,
Yeah, he
lock
can
off
so
the whole
done.
thing.
I'm talking about you, though.
Just be here, like,
You get me? So,
restart. You get me?
but
Nah,
then
that's
to the
true.
viewer, we've got the power because we're sitting on here. When realistically, nah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could also say the viewer has power because they're the ones that they could be like, am I gonna watch this or not?
Yeah.
So I think it's all there's different levels in it.
Yeah, I mean,
Different
even when you look at
levels,
the
yeah.
governments and stuff like that, how
Hierarchy and
they
that.
get validated is through numbers. So everything's a numbers game, really. And like, we know from the playground, like, we know the man with the, not necessarily the most money, but you know what I mean? It's just a bit of both. Like, you're just having a healthy mixture in it to say, you know what, yeah, my man's got some sort of control to whether it can control influence and all of these things in it. instigators. Them instigators, boy. Instigators play with that power like.
Yeah, for real.
I'm dashing it about.
I think being masculine, you have to have that. You have to have that component of listening to others as well.
So I feel like
Whether
that's
you
missing.
it or not, you get me? Whether you agree with it or not, you're down to listening to others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like we're gonna go to ending it on that, right? Like listening, like a real masculine person, not toxic, masculine person. You see what I'm saying, lads? Any man that don't listen is toxic. End the conversation. And any masculine person that don't listen.
And you know what? Goes to women as well, though.
Yeah, because they're masculine too. That's what I'm saying.
Anyone can get it.
Anyone can get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Anyone can get it.
You get me? So I don't want the man to be like, yeah, but what about women and they never listen.
Yeah, like toughness is a component of masculinity, but like
It's not exclusive to masculinity.
yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Like it's also, it can be toxic as well. It can be seen as a very toxic trait. Like overwhelming. All of these things, I'll say a handful of them. If it goes too far in some people's eyes, it's like it's toxic, innit? So just being mindful is a good start when you already identify yourself as a masculine person and you don't want to be toxic. Just being mindful, you get me? And I'm gonna end it there. That's the Talk Sense podcast. Your host of the most, Nyron, the end.